Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked as we celebrate love and all of the entanglements that come with it. We're going to have a little bit of fun now. Now, I think we often see ourselves as the protagonist in our own narratives, so it can be difficult to be objective when we find ourselves in a disagreement with someone else. This is when we need to take a step back and ask ourselves, did I do something wrong?
Yes, of course. We're continuing our new segment in which we ask this exact question. Now, we've poured over a popular Reddit forum in which people post about dramatic scenarios and ask the internet whether they were justified in doing what they did in that situation. Now, today's edition is all about scamming which is quite big right now.
Thought you said Simon, but you said scamming. I'm sorry.
Not Simon.
Same thing.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to paint the scene for you guys.
Okay,
Are you ready?
Let me hear what you have to say.
See, it is. Did I do something wrong for telling my brother that his girlfriend is scamming him, okay? So my brother is a 32-year-old male and I a 29-year-old female. We are very close. We started a business together a few years ago and it's going far better than we expected. Right. As a result, he makes a lot of money, just putting it out there. He met a 28-year-old woman last year who told him that she's a high-paid executive in a famous company, which appealed to him as he wants to date an ambitious and successful woman with equal status.
Understanding.
Get that?
Yeah.
He fell deeply in love with her and moved in with her. But just before that happened, she said she was sick and had to quit her job. He's been paying for every health appointment and is the sole provider of their house as she doesn't have any savings and doesn't work anymore. She loves to buy expensive items with his card. Now, this has been going on for 7 months. Doctors say they can't find anything wrong and that there's no medical proof that she's actually sick. Now, for the past few months, I've been thinking about how weird this all is, how she has no savings and how he never met anyone from her work. They recently came to my house for dinner and she told him she was still feeling too ill to work. 20 minutes later, she was talking about the new coat that she bought with his money, and I made a comment about how she wasn't too sick to shop. Well, my brother got very upset and asked to speak with me privately. I told him my concerns that she was a scammer, and he said I was mean for insulting her and thinking she didn't love him. They left, and he refuses to talk to me anymore. I don't know if I should apologize. Did I do something wrong?
You know what my gut tells me? Trust your gut. Like in situations like this, maybe speaking from experience, if there's that little voice telling you something is wrong, probably something is wrong. Something is up.
This is not his guy.
Yeah, but guys are blinded by love, man. Don't we get blinded by love completely,
we properly get blinded, but I'm just thinking about where I saw the wrong is the little lack of emotional intelligence when she said you don't look too sick to shop.
Yeah,
I think that was inappropriate for the forum.
I think that self-indulgent.
That's correct.
For her own
just so that she can express her own emotion. I think that in that space, because I feel like that was the center of the little clash between the brother. If she had to use that in a different forum, maybe take the brother aside and say, you know, for love, I want you to assess a few things. You haven't met the work friends. You haven't had any evidence of her being sick. And the thing is, do you not find it interesting how somebody says they're too sick to work, yet they want to go and shop? Now, I don't want to disregard the fact that there could be mental illness involved in some way. But at the same time, what it feels like is it does feel like a free ride. But you have to have a forum for that with your brother. You
Otherwise,
can't do that at the table.
Otherwise, you're going to trigger that defensive reaction. Yeah. I think if you're someone like me, loyalty first. So as soon as anyone comes after the person that I'm with, I'm like, I will go to your defense. I don't care how blinded I am in that scenario. It's a difficult one.
Yeah, no, it definitely is difficult, especially when they have such a close bond, because we also have to understand this is brother and sister, so whatever he says or whatever she says, it's going to be cause a rift between the two of them.
Yes.
But again, I'm definitely siding with both of you here and definitely feel like she should have pulled her brother aside and spoke to him about her concerns before voicing it to the girlfriend, because we don't know what the reason was.
So go to like Catfish or do something like that. Isn't there a show on some channel where she can investigate and...
Yeah, it is Catfish.
Hey, I would definitely do something like that. Hire a PI. If your business is going so well, you can afford a private investigator.
Oh, my word.
Do a little bit of digging, man. But I understand her concerns. It's her brother and she cares, and looking from the outside, we get it.
Well, we're not ending it on this note. We've got more scenarios to unpack a little later on. Do the right thing and keep it locked to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, but also do weigh in on our social media. We'd love to hear from you what you thought of that scenario was.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. Thanks for keeping it locked. Brilliant performance from Killer G. Some old school R&B there,
so
man.
smooth, man.
Oh, man, this kid delivers. Absolutely beautiful. One more performance coming your way. But right now, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of spice. We're going to continue playing, well, I say playing, but getting into a really interesting dynamic now. So it's good to question our moral compass from time to time. I think we all need to do that. So we are back discussing, disseminating whether people were right or wrong in certain dramatic scenarios in our new segment where we decide, did I do something wrong? So should I set the scene for this one?
Yes,
okay,
go for it.
it's an interesting one. So already now I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck rising. I'm a 30-year-old female and my boyfriend of 7 years is 32. He started thinking that he's a psychic and can predict the future after his recent trip to Asia. I wonder what happened. Now, to be honest, some of his predictions have been correct, like predicting that there'd be a funeral in my family. My grandmother was ill and passed on, and guessing that my sister would give birth to a baby girl, which turned out to be true. He has come to believe that he has a superpower that should be used to gain money, which is reflected in these rituals he performs, new clothing style, new social media accounts as well, and where he seeks his clients. I had no issue with him playing prediction games for fun, but there is actually money now involved in serious matters. Last night, I used his laptop to shop online when a Facebook message from his client popped up saying, "How long exactly? Can you be more precise?" I opened it out of curiosity and found that my boyfriend had conversations with this guy telling him his sick wife will die due to an infection after surgery. This is getting serious, and advised him not to have her get the surgery to avoid this outcome and wait for at least 6 months. Well, this bears no scientific proof, and my boyfriend has no medical qualification, so should not be giving medical advice to someone suffering from an actual chronic condition. I immediately confronted my boyfriend, and he accused me of invading his privacy. He said that his client was seeking enlightenment and guidance, and he simply offered the client what he saw in his mind's eye. I told him that the doctors know what they're doing and that what he was doing is scamming ignorant people who will believe him. He got highly offended and screamed at me, calling me mean-spirited and intrusive. He says he's deeply hurt and I should apologize profusely for what I said to him. Did I do something wrong? Can we all collectively say together no? Hey?
No, she needs to take her man to the pastor and they need to put him in like holy water or something because something's happening.
No, what she needs to go is up to him and say, predict what I'm going to do right now and kick his butt to the curb. Hey, that's ridiculous.
You know, if somebody is really of the belief that they have a special gift or a power, then if you are to show sort of support for that person, you have to give them an illustration, a moment to tell them that it's legitimate before they run off into the sunset with it. Like, you have to tell them, like, I'm going to be in this with you, but, you know, let's go test it out. Let's do some practical things that together we can show ourselves that this is indeed a skill, and then we can start. So perhaps there was a moment there where the person ran off prior to any negotiation or conversation around this new skill and this new mode of income, and you kind of feel left out in that space. And I just feel like that should have been done. Furthermore, if I look at the fact that the intrusive part, I do believe that if there's a pop-up, you're using the laptop to shop. You're not using the laptop to look at somebody's social media. So I think that's the place where
she didn't go with the intention of delving in.
The words there were curiosity, and I think that anything that has curiosity involved in it is not embedded in any sort of concern. You bust.
But also, did she go to Asia with him?
Yeah.
Why didn't she have that same calling as he had? Like,
She's not
I have a lot of questions about this scenario.
She's not a superhero. He's the superhero in the relationship. I think where she is really correct is raising a red flag because this is dealing with someone else's health.
That's a medical definition.
And clearly, if they're going for quite a serious operation, that's serious business. You know, it's always interesting. There seems to be, as you're highlighting, Mr. Psych Major, that there is an opportunity to address things correctly, and that's often where these people fall down. But in principle, I don't know. I think she's right by being concerned.
She is definitely right.
Yes.
Maybe she, again, should take him to someone to go and see him, check himself out, make sure that he's okay, and then Shane maybe just call all the people that he scammed already, because I feel like she probably feels embarrassed knowing that her boyfriend is scamming people for money.
Or she should set up a fake account, pretend to be someone else.
Here we go again.
No, I'm just saying.
Don't do that.
Oh, really interesting stuff, man. Okay,
I'm
you
gonna
can
go
ponder
to
that.
this is too much for me.
Okay,
This is too much for me.
I'd like a curry in a little bun, please.
Yes,
Just
please.
A beautiful curry in a
2.
tiny, gorgeous little bun. That'd be perfect. That would add even more spice to this conversation. Well, who do you think was wrong in these scenarios that we've laid out? Let us know on our social media pages using the hashtag Expresso Show. Do you know what? I think all people need a Carl in their life, a little psychology to be able to work their way through these sort of scenarios. But let's be honest, I know it might seem a little too good to be true or a little bit too crazy to be true, but we have proven over this last week that anything can happen. So protect yourself out there.
Indeed.
But let's see, we wanted a nice curry in a bun. Do you think we can get it?
Psychic-wise, I'm actually feeling like it's coming through.
Really?
Butter chicken. I'm getting butter chicken, I'm getting buns.
Wow, I'm going to pay you 100 Rand.
Thank you.
Per prediction.
My enemies.